probing on my alien sleeve.
All right, good morning, everybody. You guys know we were thrashing on the Fox, and we got some of the things that we need.
That is not a good enough thrashing intro. Show me some, like, thrashing.
Good morning, everybody. We've been thrashing on the Fox.
There you go.
And we got some of the parts we need, like battery cables, but we don't have our crimpers, and we don't have the terminal ends, which should be here tomorrow. So some of the big parts that we need are going to be here tomorrow. So instead of having a lull day where we don't do anything, we're gonna work on this thing. Hold on, let me move it a bit.
What color? I feel like it's gonna need a paint job after all this. I prefer the hatchback to the notchback, to be honest.
I like it too. It makes it look not so boxy.
It looks sporty instead of reminding me of like the old K cars from like the 80s and 90s, you know?
So anyways, we're going to be working on this thing today, which is our Turbo 660 Raptor lawnmower. Turbos. As you guys know, we need a side gasket in this thing, which Gina can do that. We need to weld up this aluminum tank right here because there's a small leak in it. And we need to weld up this aluminum tank right here. Small leak in that one. So we're going to get this thing back to like 100% where we can bring it to the dyno or something like that, because we kind of left it at 90% to work on your car. Let's do it.
I don't feel bad at all. Just saying, because my car's been at 20% for like the last year.
It's not a lot of percent.
I don't feel bad. That's not a lot of percent. Okay.
I think what we're going to try and do is get it up on its side, which it might leak some oil, it might not, but we're about to find out, I guess. Oh, you know what we have to do first? We have to take this front end off. I had to fit this engine here, didn't I? This should come off now. Turbo.
Got my legs.
You cutting towards yourself?
No, I'm cutting towards the floor.
Also, just for the record, Amazon Prime for us is like 4-day shipping now.
It used to be 2 days. It used to be like the cheat sheet of shipping to Mcmurray, but...
Yeah, now it's like 4 days.
Go ahead and rip the exhaust off this thing so we can replace that side panel gasket. Use your hammer as a hammer, that one. But put your extension in there. Put this like this. And then whack with your hammer.
Oh, he's teaching me how to use a hammer. Wow, like...
Did it work?
I guess.
Hey!
You can tell this was leaking oil. Just in case you forget your belt routing on your turbo lawnmower, it's right here.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can remember to charge a battery. Whoa.
Crazy, right? That's not like me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get you to take this piece off. This
Okay.
cover right here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all these bolts right here on this cover. And then it's actually the 2 bolts down here on the starter too. Yeah, that gasket wasn't holding much anymore. It was broken in a couple spots here and probably pinched in a couple spots. So I got a brand new gasket. Bought the last one on Amazon. I'm actually gonna have to pull the crank sensor off as well to reseal that up. Right here on our trigger wheel, right there is like our timing mark for the timing light, but I can't really see it with the timing light, so I'm gonna try and emphasize that mark right there with like a file or something and then fill it in with some paint, just so we can see it. Now don't think we're not ghetto, because we're about to stuff this inside that hole to seal it up. That's how we're doing it. Where the crank sensor goes, we're just gonna stuff it. Well, that gray stuff was totally the wrong stuff, so we gotta go for a drive. You know what, I actually can't floss.
You can't floss.
I don't have the timing of it. I just do the thing where you make your thing do circles.
Gyrate your hips.
Bam, suck a new pack. Ultra black. Your mom's crack. Fill it in. That's my best rhyme. Just apply a thin coat and then jam it through that hole. Sensor's back in. Gina went inside.
Probing. Yes.
Still the probe mobile.
Yep.
Get it? Because like alien spaceship and then aliens probe
Also
people.
my tattoo though. Hold on a second. Probing on my alien sleeve. So basically, it's all alien themed because, you know, your girl's an alien.
True. AlienTrashKitty.com.
So just for reference for myself to have this on camera, so I can go back and re-look at it, this is our mark right here. And then we're 6 teeth back from that. So we're on the back side of this tooth. We're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the missing tooth is the 6th tooth away. I believe this is a 36 tooth wheel though, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 5, 36. So the distance between the backside of each teeth should be 10 degrees, so we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 60 degrees away from, and that's our number we put in our offset.
Hashtag content creators.
Yeah, basically.
Probing. Now we've got to figure out how many holes we have in this gas tank because I did do it with 16 gauge aluminum, which I haven't done ever. That was my first time, and clearly messed up in some spots. We got the air compressor just running into the vent hose, and then we just looped the outlet and the return, and now it should be pressurized. So put this here, whack it to it with the soapy bubbles. And then just put some air into it. Should.
I can hear you farting somewhere, I just don't see where the soapy bubbles are.
You can definitely see that leak now, can't you? I put bigger bubbles in it. There we go, I just tested it again. It's good to go. We can put it back on and not worry about losing all our fuel because C16 was expensive. All right, now that this sensor's back in, we can put this piece back on. I do have to make an end for this. Don't put your fingers underneath it either. Because this is a magnet and this actually sucks that piece down.
It's gonna be hard to
Pull it off.
it's like pinch
The
over.
gas, the O-ring fell out on this side.
Well, you're right, we should probably put it on the other side.
With some sealant, just
Yeah.
to hold it.
You right.
Thanks. I got a lady boner because you told me I'm right.
Just, you know, like enough to keep it in place.
Just so it's like sticky.
I don't want to suck down on my finger yet.
Yeah.
I think we got it for the most part. Oh, you know what it is? It's the gear. The gear is trying to line up.
Is there any way to tweak it? Like,
There goes.
oh, you just got it. Nice.
There you go. Well, those bolts can go back in. Not me losing bolts and then having to look through the bolt bin to find bolts that might fit. Definitely not me. Never even heard of a guy like that. Maybe. Maybe. Maybe.
Oh my gosh.
Yeet.
Wow. Hello.
You trying to form steps on our little ice pile here?
Yeah, I kind of like carved steps into the other one too, because like too many times I've kind of nearly bitter going on the big ice steps.
I like that motion you do with two hands there. Nailed it. It's all back together. So the gasket's in. While I'm under here, I'm also going to address not welding these. So I'm going to finish welding these ones up right here, these 4 on the bottom sides, because all the top sides is welded up. And then when we flip it back over, put the gas tank back in, get the coolant tank done, and then it should start, technically.
It's gonna start?
You want it to start? Pop, pop. I mean, technically, you could have welded this too. It's kind of out of position, but you want to try?
What? No, wait till my gloves come in. I ordered a new set of gloves for me for TIG welding for my small hands, I said.
The water cooler is actually the loud one. So this is just the welder right here. So that's not super loud. But then because my torch is water cooled, which is nice when you're welding aluminum because the torch doesn't get hot. What the? That was just AC welding.
What are you doing now?
I was just trying to get some set screws in this
steering rack thingy jiggy? Question mark?
Getting jiggy with it?
That's the only thing really holding the steering on is these set screws.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. It's different, isn't it?
I think your butt is broken.
My butt?
Your butt is broken.
Why? Because it has a crack in it?
What else you gotta do before you flip it over?
I don't know. What else?
You put the exhaust on.
Yeah?
And?
The spring?
And?
The wheel?
You're probably gonna need that.
I wish DeWalt would make a friggin' ratchet.
You know?
No, not like with those batteries or anything. You just make a... Actually, I don't even think they make an electric ratchet, to be honest.
Nobody makes it?
Well, Milwaukee does, but you can't have one Milwaukee tool and then the rest DeWalt.
You could.
I could, but yellow.
What about a Milwaukee tool painted yellow?
Maybe. Could we do that? Imagine how mad people would be.
Let's do it.
Because people are like brand loyal when it comes to like electric tools.
That's true.
There's like middle class fancy guys are like DeWalt and Milwaukee, and then high class fancy guys are like Snap-on and Mac tools, I guess. 4-bolt wheels for a Honda Civic. Still gonna hit it.
You did it though.
I mean, overall, it's not super heavy.
I just dropped the nut. Tiny light just dropped the nut. Oh, I see it on that.
I actually had a lot of fun building this turbo lawnmower thing, but it was also stressful in its own right because the motor didn't run right. It was all new EFI thing that we had to learn. It was a lot of like overwhelming anxiety sometimes, it felt like, because it just seemed like a mountain to climb. Whereas our little pit trike thing, I had so much fun with that because I knew the engine was gonna work. It was all about just exploring my creativity by doing bends and welds and stuff, and that was a lot of fun. Didn't take a lot of time, and then this thing is just like, I don't know, it's on a different level. As much as fun as this thing is, I don't want to do too many of them.
This is kind of like a one-off anyways, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It was just stuff that I had here that I was like, let's build something. Okay, we need to make sure it's not in gear first.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice.
I forget what way it's down.
Is it like a motorcycle?
Yeah.
Because a motorcycle is like all the way down is first gear and then one up is neutral.
This one's half a click up, I think. That's
Well,
neutral.
sure,
Yeah.
something like that.
Why can't I find neutral?
Ready? Is it recording?
I think so. I also left this little hose here on the gas tank just in case you want to like...
Sniff it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Alright, let's see.
Celebrate, we could tie this to like the bench, put some water on the tires,
Just do burnouts?
and do a burn.
It's so smoky in here.
Well, that started super easy.
Yeah, it did. Good job.
And
The exhaust doesn't tighten up.
are we leaking any? The biggest thing is, are we leaking any oil here? Because that was why the whole reason we took it apart.
I don't think so. I
don't think so either.
Water on the floor from the.
It leaks a tiny bit of coolant. I need to still fix this. There's like no oil left in it though. The only thing now that I might need a little bit of assistance with is that I'm not sure how to hook up the stator. So this is our stator wires here. It has three white wires, and then there's a red wire here. But this was for the crank sensor as well. So some of these are for the crank sensor, some of them are for the stator. And I'm not exactly sure how to hook one of these up. I didn't dig into it too much, but if anybody has any advice or any place that I can go look it up, I would appreciate it. Look at that teamwork again today. Like we didn't have anything to do on the Fox, and we just busted out fixing this thing. Trying to keep all our rigs tip-top shape. Oh, when I dropped it down, it friggin' scratched my frame.
No.
Look. The engine bay really needs to be painted anyways, but it just...
I was gonna say, it's not
Look,
like your
yeah, this is
engine bay
all-
perfect, but
Yeah.
we're gonna make it pretty.
We should. Make it prettier. I don't own a lot of pretty things. Like this is probably gonna be one of the nicer cars. Oh, you...
Am I not
I don't
pretty?
own you though.
True, you don't own me, but I'm yours.
Sad Panda.